Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a mid-move episode of Pound for Pound, brought to you by Breaking Down the Tape and our amazing sponsor, Aviation American Gin. It's a special day. It's week 15. We somehow got our game rescheduled, which is the whole theme of this episode is COVID. Not ignore the move thing. Ignore the fact that I'm actually using a High School Musical mic that I randomly found from a karaoke game. The whole theme of this is how do we survive a COVID week when we need 4 games? If we win out, we make the playoffs. And especially if we win today, we move into the first place spot in the AFC North. Now, I was going to do this from this sitting position the entire time, but I think for comedic value, like Super Church James is much funnier. So, I'm going to walk around. Look at this. I got the little book thing. I got this is what I wrote my notes in. I'm just going to walk around the whole time. You are repenta. This is the Bronza. We are going to the playoffs. I almost said Super Bowl. Let's be real about that one. So let's start it off. Obviously, like we said, COVID. We were the biggest team, one of the bigger teams to deal with. I know the Rams had a big issue. We had 25 different players hit the COVID list. Brutal. As we are recording this right now, we have until 2 o'clock to claim who our players are going to be for the game tonight at 5. Now, we have Wyatt Teller already back, which is a huge victory. The biggest question mark is going to be who do we have as our quarterback? And let's go through this list real quick, if I can find where I put it. Okay. Oh, that's going to be annoying. We do this. We do these things. We're here for you. We're learning together, and that's the best part. Oh, we got some chats. Ooh, what's going on? Colbs, I always appreciate the support. Thank you. All right. So, offense. You ready for this? Dig in, because this is going to be fun. Baker, Case, Jedrick Willis, James Hudson, Jarvis Landry, Austin Hooper, Kareem Hunt, who's on the COVID list, but was also expected to be out anyway, so that's somewhat irrelevant. Travis Ross, practice squad. Drew Forbes, injured reserve. Okay, then we move on to defense, which is another big hit. Jadeveon Clowney, Malik McDowell, Jacob Phillips, Mac Wilson, John Johnson, Ronnie Harrison, Grant Del Pitt, Ifedia I always fuck up his name. Anyway, moving forward, Tony Fields, Troy Hill, AJ Green, and the practice squad. Safety member, and then special teams, Jamie Gillen still, and Joe Natson. That's not good. I mean, I don't think that's a fucking secret to anybody that that's not good. That is horrendous. That is scary. That is not what you want to see. I also really do like the effect of having this book. I feel like it is booking myself to hell. But it's not what you want to see, especially against a team where in the Raiders, we should have been more confident in this game. The Raiders are on a fat decline. They have so many issues all over the field. And I guess off the field, I don't want to talk about the Ruggs thing, but we're not going to talk about that. That's way far gone at this point. So with that, what we should have been looking at is attacking Derek Carr through pressure. Shocker. It's not like we don't do that already. You have Myles Garrett on one side, who is the first in, doing a little research for you, 27% of his pass rushes he has won. Almost a third of his pass rushes have been won. That puts him at first in the NFL. At 9th with 23, Jadeveon Clowney, which is what we wanted. That's why you brought him in for the year. That's why we gave him this veteran, testy, still going to pay you kind of contract. We wanted to see what Jadeveon Clowney could do. And guess what? It's panned out. They have put together this force. So with those two out there, which is a big if, we're still waiting to see. Jadeveon Clowney is likely to clear, so is Baker. With those two out, with Jadeveon Clowney out, that really hurts our chances, especially Malik McDowell missing through the middle. We should have been able to abuse this line. The Raiders' offensive line ranks 29th according to PFF. And a huge part of that is Alex Leatherwood, their rookie. That kid has been fucking atrocious. 24.7 PFF score for a lineman, which is well below the average. Unbelievably bad. And if you look at most of the times when we're talking about the Raiders, we look at most of these sacks on Derek Carr, pressures on Derek Carr, exploding into the backfield, it's coming through Leatherwood. I mean, the rest of the line has its own issues, but if you're going to draft someone as high as you would with Leatherwood, you would expect him to somewhat translate. And instead, they got nothing. Nah. I just wanted to throw one more in there. It felt good. I'm really liking this pacing thing. I don't know why. I'm sure this is going to be a permanent thing, but, we'll keep it going. So, obviously, I think we need Malik McDowell back in. I mean, I love Elliott, but I would love Malik through the middle. I would love to have our full pass rush at full effect. I do still think Myles Garrett can handle this on his own because that's just the insane player he is. But it's not enough. I do get concerned that we can't pressure Derek Carr, and it's kind of the same situation with anybody or at least Lamar when we were talking about him with Joe Burrow. I was mentioning him before on another show. Making them uncomfortable in the pocket is how you beat them. And Derek Carr's a veteran. He should arguably be beyond that at this point. The line hasn't done anything to support him. We need it. We need at least Jadeveon and Clowney for me to feel comfortable. Because at this point where we're at, I know we had this high expectation offense, and we've talked about this, and we can beat it to death. But our defense is what's going to win us games week in and week out. With that, big plus, Darren Waller's out. I mean, not good for my fantasy team. That really fucked me. But Darren Waller's out. Hurts. But is the big but. It's a fat but. It's a badonkadonk but. Losing him means great things. Losing him only helps us because we have an awful time trying to cover tight ends. That being said, one of the names I mentioned was Troy Hill, our slot cornerback. And that makes me nervous because that means Hunter Renfrow, Mr. Reliable, Mr. Swiss Army Knife, Mr. I'm always going to be open, Mr. Hands of Glue, Mr. I'm going to drop a truck stick early this year. Don't act like I forgot that. Is going to be open most of the time. Troy Hill being out and having Hunter Renfrow being their main receiving option. Don't give me shit about rewind Deshaun Jackson. Don't give me shit about Deshaun Jackson. That's fine. I don't think he's anything near where he used to be. He still is good for a big explosive play. But let's be real, Hunter Renfrow is where the offense is going through right now, especially with our ability to stop the run. Hunter Renfrow is going to be their biggest target. You could see something from Bryan Edwards. I really don't expect it. It's all going to come down to who we get back healthy. And as it goes right now with this weird NFL pivot, we might get a bunch of people back healthy. We might get no one back healthy. There is one point. There is one more point. We're going to get to that later. I really do love this walking. Oh, Zach's here. I love this angle. Browns by I'm going to keep the angle one on there, and I'm just going to keep walking around. So, where was I? We're talking about the defense. Defense is going to have to win this game, but that doesn't negate what the offense is going to do. Looking at it, I mean, losing two of our key offensive linemen on the edges hurts. Losing two of our quarterbacks and potentially having Nick Mullins start hurts, especially because, we could have attacked their secondary a little bit more, which has, once again, been a huge question mark. It comes down to the same bread and butter game plan. And Kevin Stefanski does not have to get crazy here. He just has to run the ball. Run the ball. You have one of the best running backs in the NFL in Nick Chubb. You're facing one of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL in the Raiders. Run the ball. It's simple. And, I mean, even without Kareem Hunt, we still found a gem in D'Ernest Johnson. Like, it's annoying. They are allowing – the reason I stopped there is because I had to read. Apparently I can't multitask. Learned that today. The Raiders are allowing a NFL 26th rank 125.3 rushing yards per game. Browns, we rush the ball more than anyone in the NFL. HBIC. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's go. This is not. Oh, God. This was a fun idea, but having to bend over and stretch and try to click these buttons to do chat, not going to work. I'm going to have to hire a producer. Sophie, you want to be a producer? No, you're the wrong type of dog. Okay. So, going back through it, we're going to win off the run. We're going to win on defense. That's just what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to just pound the rock a Patriots-Bills-esque amount of time. Because, Nick Mullins isn't a bad quarterback. He's fine. He's fine for a game, but he's a practice squad dude. He hasn't had enough time to learn the playbook. Best case scenario, we get Baker back anyway, let him cook. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous, especially looking forward. I knew I did the calculations a while ago. I've been doing actually calculations more than I wanted to admit. I was sitting there clicking through it yesterday, like, all right, so if this happens, this happens. Like I said, if we win out, 99% chance we make it into the playoffs. Big win. And all right. I love how I'm putting in like these dad grunts every time I come to sit down. And you're right. Like I said, Nick Mullins is a good quarterback. He did well in San Francisco. I wanted to say Philly. I know he had like a weird stint in Philly, but he did well in San Francisco. He's fine, but it's mostly the idea that he doesn't know the playbook. He has had time, but he does also have like the chemistry. I don't know what word I'm actually looking for, but I just don't feel as confident in somebody coming off of our practice squad that we signed in an emergency situation less than a week ago to come in and start, especially in this dire situation where, like I was saying, 4 wins. That's all we need. And looking forward, we have this game now. We have this game 5 o'clock today. And then we play the Pack, who just obviously collapsed in the second half, still ended up winning against the Ravens. That was huge for us. We have them on Christmas Day, and then some variation of the Steelers and Bengals in rotation on the last 2 games. I'm not sure what that is. So with 2 in-division games, he said what he said. Hector, what's up? With 4 wins needed to get in, and otherwise we're looking at doing some crazy playoff math. If we win versus the Raiders today, right now we're sitting at like a 40% chance, I think, if I remember correctly. If we win today, we move up to a 58% chance, and we get the AFC North first spot because we have the tiebreaker on everyone in the Steelers still are behind us. If that happens, that's great. So, like I said, win out, we in. If we lose today, this is where we have to start doing math because we drop to an 18% chance to make the playoffs. And I don't want to do playoff math. I don't want to have to figure out who's going to have to lose, who's going to have to win for us to get in because the NFL is unpredictable. I mean, we could still sneak in at 18%. Obviously, that's what it means. We have an 18% chance of making it in. I'd feel much more comfortable with 58. A hot fucking take. By the way, 58% is better than 18. Whoa, stay woke. AFC North is wild, and the AFC North is a toss-up for any team. And you're right. Even prospectively saying like the Browns were the like tail, we were still sitting at 500 at 6-6, and we were in last. It's crazy, and it's a competitive division. Everyone plays each other hard, and I don't know what goes on outside of it because most of the teams have had a hard time. Not the Ravens, apparently. But all right, Colbs is putting out another hot take that it won't be Pittsburgh. That's all I got for now. Honestly, it's hard to see Pittsburgh moving forward anywhere. But then again, they just knocked the shit out of the Titans and came back. Hector, you're on the wrong fucking show. All right, that's the wrong Ohio team. We're talking about Baker Mayfield and the Browns. This is going to be just called Bake Chat. All right, new segment for the offseason. I'm going to become best friends with Baker Mayfield, and we're going to bake stuff together. That's going to be a new program. Okay, get ready. And Hector's not allowed on it because he said Cincinnati's going to win the North. Fuck off. So, looking back through, Nick Mullins potentially starting. Defense, run the rock. It's get Bake Chat. Hold on, rewind here. Hector's laughing at me. Zach says get Bake Chat, and then Colbs is baking with Baker. See, that's what I'm saying. We can make this happen. All I need is like a progressive insurance amount of money. Zach, where is it? Come on, we can make it happen. We can make something happen. Yeah, that's not gonna be. Maybe wait for retirement for that one. So I'd be lying. I said I wasn't nervous. I was nervous last week. This is just what it's going to be every week from here on out, is me panicking about if we're going to win, how we could win, what happens if we lose. And apparently my brain, which is what scares me about this year, is I went into this with so much confidence thinking that we were, like 11 and or 12 and 5. I guess we could still finish that. We're gonna be a powerhouse team, and now I got that Browns like doubt. I've got the second guessing, the question mark. Hazen with Hunt? What does that even mean? Am I just gonna like insult people with Hunt? Like, am I just gonna go to frats and just insult them? Oh, Chubb with Chubb at Club. I think that's an OnlyFans type of thing you're going for there. Um, this is a family show. I know I've sworn. I know there's an alcohol sponsor. This is a family show. All right. I don't need to hear about chubbing with Chubb. Okay. Anyway, Zach, dropping a Brown with the Browns. Thank you. So, my God, Jesus Christ. You guys have thrown me way off every fucking time. I just got to keep walking around and just don't look at the screen, I think. Sophie, come here. Come in the chat. Dog doesn't want to be a part of it. We might have to go mobile here. So, reiterate, attack their offensive line. They are historically bad. Alex Leatherwood is a bag of shit. Our pass rush is a bright spot on a good defense. Contain Hunter Renfrow. Beat up their defensive line with the run. And actually, that's kind of where a point I forgot to mention is one thing that worries me is we're talking about the combination of their defensive line and pass rush. Maxx Crosby is nothing to be taken lightly, especially with if Baker starts, if I guess kind of the same body type for the three of them, which is scary to say. If Baker starts, if Mullen starts, if Keenum starts, whatever, Maxx Crosby has like 2 brooms attached to his hands. He just has this weird reach. I'm insanely nervous, like we talked about last week with Calais Campbell, about him just knocking balls down at the line of scrimmage, preventing any type of vision for whoever's under center. Maxx Crosby is going to be the biggest problem we have to worry about today. And I think losing our offensive lineman that's going to be covering him, and hopefully we have at least Hudson back. He had a good showing last week. I still wouldn't lie. Leatherwood did turn out to be a huge bust, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm nervous about Maxx Crosby. I think he is the game breaker for the Raiders. I think he could change everything. I also think Abrams could change everything, but not from like a good perspective, from like a I'm going to take your head off perspective and injured some people. So let's go to the chat real quick. Let's see what's going on here with the boys. Leatherwood did turn out to be a huge bust. I mean, this D'Ernest, oh my God, I fucking hate you guys. Run the ball all day and shut down Renfrow, yes. Chop blocks all day for Crosby. I'm not going to say I endorse that, but I endorse that. And I just said I endorse that. Is that incriminating? Nah, it's fine. I'm not a part of the NFL. You can't drug test me. I can do whatever I want. So I don't think there's much else to say about this game. I mean, contain Maxx Crosby. Hopefully by 2:00 we get at least 10 players back. And I mean, ideally our young stars, our young wide receivers end up showing up, and our talented, hopefully offensive line is there, at least one piece back. The one piece that's covering Maxx Crosby would be nice. But, we'll see. And if we lose, stay optimistic. Be sad. Just be sad. I'm ready for it. I'm going to be at work today while this is going on, so that's going to be interesting. If we win, great. Look forward to the Packers on a short week. So with that, I think that's all we have time for. Another nice 20-minute quick look for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm pleased and pumped to be a part of the Breaking Down the Tape network. I like saying that. That sounds bougie. Hopefully going to have a setup so I don't once again have to use the High School Musical mic. And stay beautiful. I love you. Go Browns. I need like an outro. All right, for next week, I know I'm still here. We're going to make an outro for you guys. And I know there's going to be a 30-second countdown, which doesn't really make sense because it's going to cut off halfway through. But you're welcome.